every single night. And
well,
so don't put words in my mouth.
It.
I am acting like it, first. And second, the fact that you and J.D. Vance and every other Republican can go on here and talk about...
We're not shooting people.
But
we're not shooting people. The left is shooting people, and they're being inspired by that.
That is the low...
I'm not gaslighting. I don't want innocent people to die.
Let me finish my sentence, please. You come on here and you gaslight and you put words in my mouth. And that's not what I said.
You interrupted me and said you got shot.
Just let him...
To saying that's why this has happened. They're doing this.
It was written on the bullets.
I understand that, but that doesn't mean...
You don't have to connect dots here.
Of course you do.
He wrote it down so we didn't have to connect dots.
No, I know his motives. I'm not questioning his motives.
So then the motive was anti-ICE rhetoric.
Well, did it say rhetoric on the? Because I thought
it said anti.
So we don't know the motive. We don't know this. Look,
I didn't say that.
He actually didn't say that. I mean, I do think.
All right,
he's making a point that the people.
On this one.
Well, hold on. No, hold on. Okay.
Earnest. None of these were black people. None of these were trans people. None of these were even Democrats. These were neo-Nazis who had things carved into their guns. You can sit here and muddy the waters, but you are just lying.
I just don't want innocent people to die. Sue me for that.
Then maybe tell Trump to tone down his rhetoric.
If you think this is Trump, this is exactly. You literally just said the people that were killed today.
Don't put words in my mouth.
No, you asked a question. I'm answering your question.
You're
saying since it wasn't ICE agents that were killed, therefore this is a null and void conversation.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Are you kidding me?
That's gaslighting.
Speculative about maybe
ICE agents.
Okay.
Speculative.
Of course it is. About the connection.
ICE agents get shot at, and Gavin Newsom shot at ICE agents.
All right. So if Trump says.
Hello, everybody. Guys, we got Dumbo today. This dude really has a hard time shutting the F up. This political violence issue just doesn't look like it's going to get better anytime soon. If anything, it looks like it's going to get worse. Let's get into this segment and we'll talk about it.
Another day, another act of political violence in America, and another round of the blame game. A sniper opening fire at an ICE facility in Texas, killing one detainee and hurting two others. The suspect died after turning the gun on himself. Now, not long after, the FBI director published images of shell casings with the words anti-ICE written in blue. Also, not long after the shooting, the political lines were drawn.
You don't have to agree with my immigration policies. You don't have to agree with Donald Trump's immigration policies. But if your political rhetoric encourages violence against our law enforcement, you can go straight to hell and you have no place in the political conversation of the United States of America.
So, look, this is extremely disturbing that there's another one of these types of shootings. I think we've got to deal with this as a country, first of all. But I also, just for starters, I'm curious, how does it help to have the vice president say that?
Because the third one in Texas. I mean, if you know people that work in law enforcement, my family does, I know ICE agents in Texas. This is the third attack we've seen in Texas, in the same district as the man in charge today was saying. Like, this is the second time he's had to have a press conference today.
Who was killed today? Who was killed today?
So you're saying since it wasn't...
That's not what I'm at. No.
So you're saying since it wasn't... It was innocent people that were killed today.
Don't put words in my mouth.
No, you asked a question. I'm answering your question.
You're
saying since it wasn't ICE agents that were killed, therefore this is a null and void conversation?
No. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Are you kidding me?
That's gaslighting. I'm asking you a simple question because when J.D. Vance went up there, and when you're coming up here...
This is not a good argument from you.
First of all,
innocent people got shot today, and you're like, well, it wasn't ICE agents that got shot.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the division that you all are sowing in this country...
I'm not sowing anything. I'm saying protect all law enforcement.
Because of the simple fact, yes, protect
Gavin Newsom went on TV last night. Did you see what he said? He said, ICE agents are authoritarian. You don't think that can inspire someone to do that?
ICE agents should be able to come home every single night. And so don't put words in my mouth. I am acting like it, first. And second, the fact that you and J.D. Vance and every other Republican can go on here and talk about...
We're not shooting people. We're not shooting people. The left is shooting people, and they're being inspired by that.
That is the low.
I'm sorry. I have a friend that got shot and assassinated 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
I'm a little bit hot on this one because you guys have been irresponsible with the rhetoric that is coming out from people on the left. Gavin Newsom went on TV last night. Hold on. Gavin Newsom went on TV last night and disparaged ICE agents, attacked ICE agents, said they're authoritarian.
But before you even get to the evidence,
what is the evidence? Watch what he said last night on late night television.
I'm not talking about that, Ben, because you come on here and you gaslight and you.
I'm not gaslighting. I don't want innocent people to die.
Let me finish my sentence, please. You come on here and you gaslight and you put words in my mouth. And that's not what I said.
You interrupted me and said who got
can you
shot.
just let him Ben, in the
Because
interest,
the question
hold on,
is,
Ben, in the interest of finishing this conversation,
and what I want you to do is not only lift up those ICE agents, what I'm trying to get you to do is also lift up those people who were killed. Because when you do not lift up those people who were killed, as well as those law enforcement officers, you sow division in this country. Right. And that's what I'm saying.
Let me say this.
Here's where I agree
Abby,
with
let me say this. Look at the bullets that are on the ground.
Ben,
here's where I agree. Here's where I agree with Ben.
Hit a pause on that and let other people.
Here's where I agree with Ben. All right?
Can't shut the F up.
When the goal clearly was to hurt ICE agents, it
bullet
matters.
said it.
And I think that applies not just to ICE, but to law enforcement across the country. We should be angrier when law enforcement are targeted in this country.
Thank you.
Period. Now, that is a separate issue from linking rhetoric to saying that's why this has happened. They're doing this.
It was written on the bullets, Stan.
I understand that, but that doesn't mean
you don't have to connect dots here.
Of course you do.
He wrote it down so he didn't have to connect dots.
No, I know his motives. I'm not questioning his motives.
So then the motive was anti-ICE rhetoric.
Did it say rhetoric on the? Because I thought
it said anti-ICE, and when you have people out there literally 8 hours earlier,
right? So, but here's what
attacking ICE agents.
I'm not going to hold people accountable for everything someone else says and say, oh, well, this guy must have done it because this guy said it over there. Again, there's way too much attacks on law enforcement in this country.
Coming from who, though, Dan?
Coming from a whole range
Show
of
me
people.
a Republican elected official that has attacked ICE or law enforcement for doing their job.
How about the Capitol Police?
I said, give me a...
You said a Republican who's...
I said of ICE agents right now. You're going back...
You said or law enforcement. No, you said or law enforcement.
ICE agents.
Yeah, no, ICE agents...
All right, hold on. Let me let Kristen have a word. Go ahead, Kristen.
Dumbo, he's just trash. He is part of this problem, why this issue will persist. He knows the truth. He does this for a living. You see how he just goes specifically to ICE agents? Forget those January 6th Capitol Police officers, though, right? F them, right? Unbelievable. The party of law enforcement mentions how he cares about law enforcement because he has family members, and Charlie just passed away. Oh, the agony. The stat needs to be shown each and every time one of these assholes come on and try to lie. Guys, almost 6 times the amount of politically motivated murders are committed by the right wing. I'll show this slide here. They don't want to fix this issue. The DOJ just a few days ago removed the study from their website that showed this, that far-right extremists cause far more violence. Like, if you really want to get down to all this violence, political violence, whatever you want to call it, why would you remove that study? Why do you think they did that? It's just like Dumbo over here being very specific. Forget those January 6th police officers. It's like, why wouldn't you highlight that study as the president, let alone as the president of those far-right extremists that are committing these violent murders? Those are your people. Those are your people, Dumbo. But it's clear that the violent people, right, the people that are committing the majority of the violence, politically at least, are the right wing. And so they sweep it under the rug. It's truly incredible, the gaslighting by these idiots. And Bakari is trying to bring that up.
Say the fact that we still have not yet taken a second and said, let's think of those agents, let's think of the people, we have gone straight to our party jerseys.
Well, to Bakari's point, the people who were killed today.
That's my only point. I said, think of the people, all of them.
I agree with you, but you go right to, we don't know the motive, we don't know this. Look,
I didn't say that. He actually didn't say that. I mean, I do think he's making a point that the people.
On this one.
Well, hold on, hold on. Okay, the people who.
Well, who are you to tell her you don't need a referee? Like, these people are ballsy. And this motive, this whole anti-ICE on the bullet, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but that seems a little odd to me. But let's just, for this segment's purpose, let's just go with it's true. But we don't know.
Who were killed today were detainees. I actually think it's a valid question. Who were they?
Well, I think
what were their names? What were they accused of? Why were they there?
Killed. The motive of the shooter was to kill.
I think that's the point Bakari was trying to make.
Before we start going into motives, there are two sides. It's not Republican and Democrat. It's good and evil. And for some reason, we get lost into this fight where we blur the lines and say, well, we can all agree here that people who want to go shoot someone for whatever reason is wrong without saying, oh, Republicans, you don't know the motive. We can admit the motive. If they're deranged and they want to kill someone, there's nothing
hold on,
wrong with
Ben, hold on. I think you're right. And obviously, I mean, I think that's not, though, what a lot of people are doing. They're saying this is the left against the right when it's really deranged people against all of us. And I think that is, hold on, Ben. It's deranged people against all of us who are not deranged and don't go out killing people. I just don't understand what is the value in saying they did this, they did that, when it's he did it.
It happens on your show every night.
What?
Every single night, it's they did this, Republicans are that, Trump rhetoric, this and that. It can never just focus.
No, but
every
really,
single
but like
night.
in a concrete way, what are you talking about?
Every single night it is here, and it's not just Republicans saying they did this. It's Democrats forgetting even what happened, trying to gaslight over it and say.
So who is Peyton Gendron?
I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
But hold
on a second, Bakari. When on this show have we blamed Republicans as a corporate group for
I am
what?
not. I didn't say blame anyone. What I'm saying here is that there were tragedies that happened, and even right now, as we're talking about this one, and to talk about the detainees that died, I want to pray for them too. But immediately we went to, we can't talk about the rhetoric, your rhetoric, that rhetoric. You go right into this.
We did not. It started with the clip of J.D. Vance, but who was Peyton Gendron? Who was Peyton Gendron? Who was Peyton Gendron?
Before we go there,
he actually murdered
people. 1 second. The clip we showed was J.D. Vance, not what actually happened.
But
what does that have to do with it?
He committed mass murder of Buffalo grocery store patrons, just innocent people. Who was Dylan Roof? The things they had on their weapons, the things they had on their guns, and all I'm saying is yes.
So I'm sorry, what are you trying to say? You're trying to say that we don't condemn that as well, that I'm not condemning that as well?
What I'm saying is yes, I will give you credit for that condemnation, but we also condemn that stuff on our side. It's not as if it's this side.
We started the segment tonight with a clip of the vice president.
Go ahead,
for what?
Adam.
For what he said last night about ICE agents. 8 hours before the attack on ICE agents. Is anyone here going to condemn Gavin Newsom?
Go ahead, Adam.
Yes, I can. I don't like Gavin Newsom, so I condemn him.
You know, every time one of these tragic every time one of these tragic shootings happens, everybody's at each other's throats about which side did it, but we're missing a broader pattern in America. This was another young white dude who's in his 20s. We have seen this pattern accelerating over the past decade. The same day Charlie Kirk was shot, the same exact time, there was a neo-Nazi who shot up a school in Colorado. We can look at the acceleration of the radicalization of young men through a few frameworks. There's the COVID pandemic, which had people isolated, had a bubble around themselves, and a lot of young men failed to pull that bubble down and got sucked down these algorithms. I've seen it happen to my close friends. They get sucked down these algorithms. We have foreign actors trying to sow chaos in America, sow division. How much does Putin salivate when he sees us at each other's throats? Then we have domestic actors, people like Elon Musk, riling it up. So all of these factors, wait, hold up, Ben. All of these factors come together to create this pattern that we see of young men in my age range committing these shootings. And if you want to sit here and go back and forth, tit for tat, I can say Dylan Roof, Robert Bowers, John Earnest, none of these were black people, none of these were trans people, none of these were even Democrats. These were neo-Nazis who had things carved into their guns. You can sit here and muddy the waters, but you are just lying.
I just don't want innocent people to die. Sue me for that.
Then maybe tell Trump to tone down his rhetoric.
If you think this is Trump, this is exactly, you literally just
the political
entire argument. So, Abby, let me go back to the
Can I make something that might be a little bit more controversial than that?
Hold on a second.
Sure, go ahead.
This is the part.
This is the thing. Is Adam is trying to get to it. Is right? I make this analogy all the time, right? You don't just, when a pipe bursts, you don't just clean up the water or mop up the water and dry the area. You find out why the pipe burst in the first place, and that's what he's trying to get to here. This kind of rhetoric. Ever since Trump came down those effing escalators, the normalization of this cruelty, this hate, like some people are going to respond to that. And that doesn't mean I'm okay with it, but it's just I don't know what else to tell you. There's crazy people out there that will take matters onto their own hands. Like, this is the thing. Obama deported the most immigrants in history. I think that's the case. And got a lot of heat for it and was called deporter in chief. But this kind of crap didn't happen. Because you know what he didn't do? He didn't purposely target schools looking for children and parents to deport. He actually had a policy against that because obviously, why would that be a priority? But that's besides the point. But maybe I'm wrong. But I don't remember Obama saying immigrants are poisoning the blood of the nation. Trump's own words. You know, almost verbatim to what Hitler said. You know what else he didn't do? Make a prison in Florida, create a moat around it, and fill it with alligators. For the sole purpose, think about how disgusting these people are, of feeding immigrants to them if any try to escape. These people are effing cruel and shocked when someone calls them out, or shocked when, again, the dynamite explodes and someone does something crazy like this. And that's what Adam's trying to get to.
That should not be this hard.
He says he hates his enemies.
Hold on, Adam.
Who says he hates his enemies?
It should not be this hard for people to understand. After the assassination of my friend Charlie Kirk, I would hope, and after multiple attacks on ICE facilities, I would hope that leaders of the Democratic Party, and one of those leaders is Gavin Newsom, would know better than to go on TV and to say that ICE agents are the bad guys and that they're authoritarian, and then expect that no one's going to listen to what he's saying or respond to it.
Okay.
There should be more
Let me
accountability
just ask
for
you
that.
a question about that, okay? Because I think at the heart of so much of this is your insistence that using certain words leads to violence. Is that what you're saying?
Calling people fascists and Nazis
All right.
and authoritarian, yeah.
So when
And they write it
Rand,
on their
okay, so
bullets,
when
yes.
Rand Paul posted this today,
This is the whataboutism.
Hold on, no. I'm just here. Hold on. Rand Paul said YouTube admitted the authoritarian Biden regime ordered them to censor Americans. He used the word authoritarian.
Yes, is it true or false?
Okay,
Google
and then
They
let me
admit to
hold
that,
on,
yes.
and then let me play. This is Donald Trump. Just Donald Trump. Listen.
It's a choice between communism and freedom. This is communist, this is Marxist, this is fascist. This is a radical left Marxist, communist, fascist. She's a Marxist, she's a fascist.
We have short memories around here.
Who's running for
I guess
mayor in
what
New York City?
what I'm saying, what I'm asking you, Ben. Last thing,
communist?
okay,
Is
guys.
he a socialist?
Guys, hold on.
He's not off.
No.
You guys are running
Ben,
one here.
He was calling Biden a communist.
Ben, he was talking about
I understand.
Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Hold on a second, okay? I have a question for you. Are you so committed to this idea that we should just ban certain words from the lexicon? Authoritarian, fascist, Nazi, communist. Should we just ban them because they're all leading to violence? Or is it just that it's not okay when your political opponents use them?
I think you're incredibly smart, and I think that you're smart enough to realize.
Really condescending.
No, I think you're smart to
Whenever you
realize
start with that,
that
it's
when you
condescending.
demonize law enforcement to the point where what is happening is becoming regular against ICE agents because it's coming from people like Gavin Newsom, we should know that there is a correlation there.
Hold on. I take your point about.
It was 8 hours
No.
earlier.
Hold on a second. Listen. To
8 hours.
To a degree, I take your point about demonization, I think generally. But I'm asking you about your insistence that certain words that are being used by your political opponents should be off limits. And if that is your contention, then I think lay that on the table and let's make that clear and let's apply it to everybody.
We missed a good point. We missed a good point that he made.
Do a Nazi salute, we're going to call you Nazis. Like, shut the F up. Dumbo, like all these conservative pundits, bring up Charlie Kirk like any of you care about this bigoted piece of garbage. It's very simple. They just don't want to tell the truth because they care more about money and relevancy in the Republican Party instead of telling those people the damn truth. If they cared about any of this kind of issue, they will stop with the demonizing, villainizing, marginalizing of anyone different from them and just saying the most noxious, mentally ill thing they can think of. Laura Loomer, one of Trump's most closest advisors, said she wanted all Hispanic immigrants, legal or not. Think about what she's saying. Fed to those alligators in that new Florida prison. This is what I mean. Who says things like that? Who says things like that? But keep it up, Laura Loomer. Keep it up, Nick Fuentes. Keep running up to that dynamite and lighting that fuse.
Everybody at the table did, and I think that we need to pay more attention to it, and I'm glad you brought it up and not me. What there is a common theme about is young white men in this country between the ages of 20 and 30 committing a series of mass shootings. And until we actually have a conversation about that, do you know who else struck that chord? You know who else said the same thing on Fox News? Trey Gowdy, who said the same thing. We have to begin to have a conversation about families, video games.
I'm fine. I love
the problem is people like Ben Ferguson.
You and I can agree on that.
Family and video games? What the F, Bakari? You were doing so good. If this whole thing is to be believed, it's a response to right-wing extremism and cruelty. There are crazy people out there. I don't know what to tell you. Be kind, respectful to everyone. It doesn't it doesn't seem so difficult.
The media and social media. The fact that tonight the first thing we started talking about was J.D. Vance instead of what actually happened is irresponsible. And we have to start holding that
We can't
accountable.
use J.D. Vance's own words?
Do you
Why
understand
why is that right where you go?
It's the vice president.
That's
What words are more
immediately,
important?
that's immediately tearing people apart.
If we're going to talk about this, why not look at...
are tearing people apart?
No, you going right there instead of
playing
saying
what the vice president said is divisive.
Ben, you want to
I'm
know
not
whose
saying you don't
words?
get
What
there.
he said
The words that matter most to me were the ones that were on the
You
bullets.
didn't do Gavin Newsom's comments against
And
ISIS.
we didn't play those
he's the
tonight.
vice
Why didn't
president.
why didn't you
8
start
hours
with that?
before.
That
All
was
right.
more relevant.
Okay, listen, I don't even know what to say. He's the vice president of the United
And he's
States.
the
We're
governor.
going to play his
The
comments.
difference is in
All
one
right.
case, there's no demonstration of cause and effect between what Gavin Newsom said and what happened. And in the other case, we know he's talking about the event that we're talking about today
Then
in the
include
news.
both. Then include
No,
both.
But one is actually
One is
about
actually
it, and the other
related.
is speculative about
You're
maybe
talking
it
about
could
ICE
be.
agents.
Okay.
That's not speculating.
All
Of course
right.
it is. About the connection.
ICE
There
agents
needs to
get
be some
shot at,
media
and Gavin
accountability.
Newsom's shouting about
Okay.
ICE
All right,
agents.
so if Trump says something and then the next day someone does something really stupid, you're going to tell me they're connected,
the
right?
Democratic Party has demonized ICE as
now
a
it's the
group.
Democratic. Look, I'm
And
with
it is a
Ben.
mantra.
I happen to
Listen to
agree with
Have
you.
you ever said
I agree with you.
Listen to
All
this.
right, guys,
Donald
we're going to leave it
Trump-
here for this conversation because we really do have to go. We have a lot more to get to.
We all know what's happening here, guys. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree or your thoughts on this in general. But ever since Trump came down those damn escalators, calling Mexicans, you know what? I don't even know if I can say it here, and criminals, this country has become more divided. The Republicans have become even more vile and normalized their cruelty, and most importantly, their bigotry, becoming more fascistic by the day. I don't care what they are crying about. The name calling, stop. If you don't want the name calling, stop saying verbatim what Hitler says, and you won't be called Hitler or Nazis. Like, this is so stupid. Stop marching, right? And saying Jews will not replace us. You will not be called white nationalists. Stop doing Nazi salutes like Elon Musk and all these moron conservatives giggling about it and copying it, then cry that you're being called Nazis? Like, are you serious? Or just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing it. We'll keep calling you exactly what you are each and every damn time. And we can keep playing this game over and over and over. I can tell you, I will never stop calling you what you are, no matter how much you cry, punk asses. I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Please leave a like, subscribe. It really helps the channel. It really helps spread the message out there. And I'll catch you in the next one.